Welcome to this guided meditation. Today we'll be focusing on stillness and connecting to the present moment. I'm Shani Dungana and I'm excited to do this meditation with you. So when you're ready, get into a comfortable position, close your eyes and start to soften the breath. Slow the breath. Connect to your breath. Our breath allows us to tune in, to connect to our body, to connect to ourselves. Allowing us to connect to the present moment. Focus on the energy coming in and the energy going out. Focus on what it feels like in your body, the sensations, the fluidity, the renewal. And slowly start to deepen the breath. Start to tune into your inner world, into your inner temple, into your inner space.
Should be an interesting one. Hi, Sydney. Just listen.
It is with
That's all it
our five
takes.
senses that allows us to connect to the present moment. Feel every sensation
Beautiful.
in your body. Feel the tingles. Feel your organs. Feel
Breathe.
your emotions.
Good evening, Adona. Share it out to your friends, your groups, your enemies.
Love.
Doesn't matter, just share
Ask
it.
them to allow you to go deeper into the present moment.
And just listen.
Deeper in stillness.
Still the mind. Breathe. Just breathe.
Feel a golden white cloud of light.
Can you see the golden cloud?
Slowly start to come down. Down. Bringing all the energy in your head, in your mind,
Bring it to heart.
down to your heart. It
Essence
is
of
with
the
a
heart.
heart we are truly able to come. It is with a heart we are truly able to connect to the present moment.
Not the mind, the heart.
So open up your heart to the present moment.
You open the heart to the present moment.
Feel your heart opening,
Here and now.
blossoming like a flower.
Shut the mind
Connecting to the
off.
present moment with the sensations that you feel. Letting go of the future, letting go of the past, and being here with me right now. Being here with yourself right now.
You, the gift. Gift of self.
And say this with your heart. I am in the present moment.
Are you
right
in the
now.
present moment? Right now.
I feel the present moment right now.
Powerful words.
I love the present moment right now.
The gift of the moment.
The more and more you feel the present moment, breathe that energy into every single one of your cells. And breathe out any resistance to the present moment. Let it go,
Yeah.
just for this moment.
Just for this
Let
moment.
it go.
Right now. Here
Let
and
go
now.
of worries, thoughts, ideas, memories.
Let it all go.
Let it all go.
Breathe.
It is in the present moment where we have our deepest connection to Source, God,
Here and now.
and the universe. So give yourself permission to connect to the present moment. I give myself permission to connect to the present moment right now. Breathe that energy in. Feel it in your body.
Can you feel it?
Feel the present moment that's within you.
You know? Here,
Allow
now.
it in. And go deeper. And
Breathe.
deeper.
Breathe.
Opening your heart. Allowing that energy in. And allowing that energy to penetrate
Heart
every
energy.
part of your body.
The most powerful energy of all.
Feel yourself
Heart.
sink further and further. Just allow yourself to fall
Just let go.
further and further. How good does that feel? Just to be here right now. A place that's so connected. Connected to God. Connected to yourself. Connected to reality. The present moment holds such power.
Oh, does it ever?
You are truly able to feel, see, be aware, connect to what's actually around you. and to what's actually within you.
Good evening, Kevin.
Pull deeper and deeper.
Beautiful
I'm here
meditation.
with you on your journey,
Just breathe.
and I see you. I see you connecting deeper,
Connect deeper.
connecting to the present moment,
Present moment.
connecting to the stillness within you.
Connect to that stillness. Heart. It pumps. But that stillness of the moment. Where are you? Are you in the here and now?
It is in stillness where we can hear the echoes of our soul, the truth of our soul.
The truth of your soul. What is it? Where is it?
To then become our soul expression. We have to go inward, in stillness, in solace, to then come out to the world and outwardly express our soul's truest expression.
Your truest expression of soul.
So feel your soul.
Don't believe you have one. You haven't reached deep enough.
Through the stillness,
Good evening, Tanya.
because your soul is always there. You are your soul. You just have to allow it to come forth,
Allow your soul to come forth.
and sometimes quieten the mind. Silence what's around you, and go into solace to truly connect.
If it's not bringing you emotions, and I have to ask if you're human or not.
You'll be able to feel, connect to the present moment and to your soul. When you go out to the external world,
The world around us.
allow yourself to fall deeper, deeper,
Breathe. Deeper. Slower. Feel where you are in the moment.
any resistance that may come up.
See where you are in this
Just
moment.
give it light and give it love from your heart.
Love of heart.
Communicate with your heart.
Speak with
That
heart.
it's safe and okay. And let that resistance turn into light,
Unbelievable.
removing your blockages and falling deeper
Breathe
and
deeper.
deeper.
Touch your heart. Feel it. Know it. See it.
Remember
You're a
to
gift
take this connection,
with a heart.
this stillness, this self-awareness,
And if I get up, I gotta get Kleenex.
To the outside world. Feel this feeling
Feel it.
and tell this feeling.
Not your
You're
mind.
gonna bring it outward
Your heart.
to your day.
Hear it. This beautiful heart that you have within you.
And really feel and be present in your day.
Yeah. Present in your day, in your moment, in your
You
second.
have that power, but you need to believe it and decide with conviction
Ah, Sydney.
to make that decision right now. I will bring this feeling,
See?
this connection, and this present to my day.
Bring the presence to your day.
Have that power.
Ah, Sydney.
And I make the decision
Thank you.
with conviction.
Thank you for being part of the change. Thank you for being part of a solution. If we can get the rest of the world to do this, we'll have
And
forests.
when you're ready, slowly start to come out of this meditation. Knowing
Slowly.
you can take this feeling with you to your day.
Your heart can be with you at any moment, in every second, in every microsecond. It's a choice. What do you choose? The mind fuckery or the heart? Beautiful way to start a Monday evening. At least in my part of the world, Monday evening. Did you see the title? In the Alchemy of the Rose. I'm going to go into the power of what a rose truly is tonight. Help you understand why the rose, particularly one rose, sits at the top of the ascension, the tools of the ascension. What, you figure you're just gonna boom go into 5D and that's it? You're not gonna do that. But there's a great deal of tools that are available to you. And one of them is the power of the rose. Rose, not just any rose. Otto rose, the Bulgarian rose, the original of all roses, the queen of all flowers. Why is it so powerful to the heart? Because it opens up the throat chakra. It touches the heart chakra. And it allows you to see that the heart needs something to say. But if you've closed off your voice, you shove it back down. And the heart starts to suffocate. Yeah. And then this emotional ball catches you right up here. Because you keep pushing it down and pushing it down. You don't want to accept it. You don't want to see it. You don't want to understand that your heart is speaking. It's not just pumping blood. It has a word. It has a sensation. It has feeling beyond your gray mass and the mind fuckery that gets up here. Rose. In so many different ways, rose has been used for love throughout all of history. Whether it was to invite that of another to come and be in presence with you, or whether it was a gift in honoring the presence of another. The power of the rose.
David G, and welcome to today's meditation. Let's find a comfortable place where we can sit or lie down.
I want you to breathe. I'm going to shut up for a few minutes.
So gently feather your nest.
And I want you to listen to this.
Take a long, slow, deep breath in. And as we do that, let's
Listen to this guided meditation. Just breathe and listen.
flow into you. Gently release it through your nostrils.
follow what he says to breathe.
And now allow your eyelids to gently float closed.
See? Gently float close.
And observe your breath.
Feel your breath. Welcome the gift of life. Understand where you are.
The 7 chakras are the energy centers.
Time to open up your 7 chakras
Flows.
if you're ready.
Universal energy that then becomes our personal divine expression.
Turn it up.
Just like a toll road, when traffic is congested,
I'll be right back.
tolls, then it slows down, resulting in constriction. And when the toll road is wide open, traffic can flow with sweetness, fluidity, and expansion. And so each of our 7 chakras acts as a toll road. When we awaken them, then the energy flows more powerfully. The root chakra is at the base of our spine, the tip of our tailbone. That's our foundation. The second chakra, known as the sacral or navel chakra, is in our lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. This is our creativity and birthing station. Our third chakra, the solar plexus, is our upper abdomen, right about where our ribcage meets. And this is all about transformation. Our fourth chakra is our heart chakra in the center of our chest, just above the heart. And this is our love, our compassion, our forgiveness center. The fifth chakra is our throat. This is about our communication, our expression. The sixth chakra is just a bit above our eyebrows. It's in our forehead, between our eyes. And this is our chakra of intuition, of conscious choice making. And the seventh chakra, the crown chakra, is at the very top of our head. And this represents our connection to unboundedness, to infinite possibilities. We're going to spend some time awakening passion in our life. And there are 2 chakras that are perfect for that. Our second chakra, known in Sanskrit as our Svadhisthana, that's our connection and our ability to accept others and new experiences. It's our sense of abundance, nourishment, healing, well-being, sexuality, and pleasure. This is our birthing and rebirthing center. The color is orange, and the vibration for this chakra is Vam. Vam. If we drift up just a bit to the center of our abdomen, just below where our ribcage meets, now we're in our solar plexus chakra. The color is yellow. This is our ability to be confident and in control of our lives. It's our self-worth, our self-confidence, our self-esteem, our follow-through, our intentions and desires. This is our transformation center. The second chakra holds all of our larger-than-life passions, our dreams, our ambitions, our fantasies. This is our emotional and sexual center of our soul. It's our link to the world. It's our link to creation, to creativity, our passion center of the body and of our mind. When we're in balance, it leads to a positive connection with our intuition and our creativity, and it sharpens our connection to the physical world. When this chakra is balanced, we know where we want to go. We know how to get there. And we know how to nourish ourselves along the way. Our solar plexus chakra
I
is
know
our
you
center
do.
of personal strength. It's truly our transformation center. This allows us to set very powerful personal boundaries and transcend our dreams. This is our ability to bring change into our life. This chakra is associated with fire, so it's the perfect chakra to help us awaken our passion
my hands boil.
And together let's chant Ram. Take a deep breath in. Feel your transformative abilities expand. Feel your laser focus
See, focus.
start to hone in on the direction of your dreams. And if we can move right now, back and forth, as we silently repeat Vam
See,
and Ram. So let's move to our second chakra, where the color is orange and the vibration is Vam. And let's silently repeat that together. And now let's drift up to our third chakra, our Manipura, where the color is yellow. And start to repeat silently the mantra Ram. And now ever so gently, as you observe your breath, breathing in through your nostrils and exhaling through them, watch your attention move through your second chakra, awakening your creativity.
good evening, Asa.
Repeating Vam. To your third chakra,
Third chakra,
awakening transformation,
transformation,
fire of passion,
passion,
by silently repeating Ram.
Ram.
And now let's take it a bit deeper. We'll spark the birth and activate the fire
Are
by
you ready?
silently repeating the mantra Vam, Ram, Namaha. Vam,
Ra,
Namaha. Vam, Ram,
Nama. Repeat.
As you repeat the mantra, it may change. Even though you're repeating it silently, it may become louder or fainter. It may become faster or slower. It may become jumbled or distorted. However it changes, continue to repeat the mantra Vam, Ram, Namaha over and over.
Repeat.
And when you realize you've drifted away to a thought, or a sound, or a physical sensation, that's okay. Ever so gently, drift back to the mantra. I'll watch the time. And when you hear my voice, sit gently with your eyes closed. So let's begin.
Beautiful. In the power of music, guided meditation, where can it take us? It can take you anywhere you want to go. But most of all, it takes you back to self. This presence of you in the moment, in the gift of life. While you're running around with your mind fuckery, your heart is speaking to you. It's telling you something. It's telling you to slow down. It's telling you to observe. It's telling you to be in the moment. It's telling you you can be kind and generous. And if you can't be kind and generous to another, can you be kind and generous to the self? Because it starts here, with me, with you. Namaste, Asa. This is the essence of love. Love is not ownership. It is not the 3 words, I love you. That's maybe part of it, but that's not the truth of it. And the truth of love resides within your heart. not in your mind, but within your heart. The heart sees 5 seconds before your eyesight does. It sees before your brain is even processing what your heart is about to tell it. But here's the trick. The mind can be extremely powerful because of the way that it's been programmed, the way that it's been set with mind fuckery. And it's done so for good reason, to take you away from the power of the heart. The power of the heart and the essence of the truth of love is letting others voluntarily evolve. But that's not just humans. It's all life, all hearts. Even a tree has the right to live just like you and I do. So does an ant, so does a butterfly, so does a bird, a mammal, and so on, and so on, and so on. But in our mind fuckery as humans, we don't see that. We run after the dollar. We run after so-called twin flames. We run after soulmates. And yet the soulmate is within you. The twin flame is within you. The rest is an experience. Maybe it's been an experience over a multitude of timelines. But it is not what fills this half-cup syndrome that we've been programmed to believe in. I hear it time and time and time again. I found my soulmate. I found my twin flame. Yet, you're empty. You're not balanced. You haven't found your own twin flame. This essence of the masculine and the feminine within you. This is your truth. This is the essence of your twin flame. It's what ignites the heart fire. It's what ignites intuition. It's what ignites the insight and the foresights that the mind is bringing in and programming to be sent forward. The power of your verb, your verbos, is magic. The heart speaks with truth of magic. But it's the mind that catches it in midstream and changes it at times. And then we feel alone. And we run after trying to find somebody to compliment us. When the truth of the action is that only you can be in full oneness with self. Nobody's going to come and fill your half cup. Really? Think about it. It means you're running on half empty. You're going through life only being half of you. And you're looking for the other one to fulfill you. At one point in time, I believed that to be a truth. I truly did. And like many, ran after finding a soulmate and a twin flame. To find out that it wasn't true. Because it didn't give me this fulfillment within. There was always something missing.
Vam.
And what I finally found, what was missing,
Namaha.
was this.
Sit gently with your eyes closed and let the stillness and silence settle in.
The power of self. Nobody can take it away from
And now
you.
let's take a long, slow, deep breath in together.
Deep breath.
And gently let that go. Let's do that one more time. Long, slow, deep breath in. And gently release. And now let's seal this meditation by chanting Om, the hymn of the universe.
Are
One
you
time
ready?
Together. Long, slow, deep breath in.
In. More. Are you ready? chant of the universe. Om.
And when it feels comfortable, you can slowly open your eyes. Feel your creativity rebirthed.
See?
Feel it sparked. And feel the fire of
Is it
transformation
burning? Good evening, Amanda.
awakening inside you.
Let
And
it
throughout the
awaken.
day, when you find yourself constricted or stuck or tired, remember Vam,
Ram.
Nama.
Nama. 3
Let that
words.
sound piece spark your birth and
Vam.
activate your fire,
Ram.
awakening your passion.
Namaha.
From the sweet spot of the universe.
The mind spins out of control. Remember those 3
And I'll
words.
see you in
Vam.
the gap.
Ram.
Namaste.
Namaha. And it instantly will bring you into the moment of presence. Don't believe me? Try it. And if it doesn't work, it's because you haven't tried hard enough. .417 hertz. One of the ancient miracle tones. Healing music. Healing frequencies that have been around for maybe longer than us humans. They're part of a universal code that belongs to the universe. They've been used in a multitude of ways, from tuning of instruments to tuning of the mind, the spirit, or soul, even tuning of the body. Just like the power of a rose, its smell attunes the heart. It reaches to the heart. Allows your heart to come forward. But you need to clear the throat chakra. Vam, Ram, Namaha. And it's open. And your emotions may flow. You may cry. You may laugh. You might even get angry. But what are you angry at? Are you angry at self? And blaming it on another? Good evening, Jody. Where does anger come from? Is it an emotion or is it an action? I see it as an action based upon the emotion within us. Something has disrupted the natural flow of this chakral energy that we have. Thus, anger comes forward because our mind has made a choice that went against the choice of heart, and we become angry. And maybe that choice that we made of mind put us into a situation or a circumstance that's aggressive or it's demeaning. We make the choice no matter what. Even if somebody puts a gun up to the middle of your forehead, you still have a choice. Allow them to pull the trigger or take the risk and save your life. In a split second, you still have a choice. It's a split second. The heart is telling you what to choose. But the mind, where is it? What is it teaching you? What is it showing you? It's rerunning this program. Everything that you've been taught, everything that has led up to where you are right now is wrong. Everything. People will say that's impossible. Mathematics is a proven art or a proven science. But is it? Based upon whose understanding? Based upon whose teachings? Because it's been set as the program, so we take it for granted that 1 + 1 is equal to 2. But can we subdivide the 1? Of course we can. How far can you divide it? How many decimal points can you take into the portions or the part of just 1? So where does it start? Where does it end? The mind is a computer. It houses a great deal of things. Yes. We use 10% of its power. It houses this powerful pineal gland, this ability to see without sight, the ability to feel without touching, because it connects to a universal chord, and it connects into this field of energy. But it's not the mass. It's here. This very, very special point in between the middle of your eyes. The I am statement. The I will statement. It's not about the singularity of I, because the singularity of I is the least most important word. The most important word of I is I see. I am, not I, but in its entirety. Everything around you, everything within you, in that very moment that you make this decision, is based upon either the heart or the control of the mind. And as Sydney has said, love is letting others voluntarily evolve. It's a frequency of the purity of love. I love you. I let you be who you wish to be. I love myself, and I let myself be as I need to be. Just be. And when we look into the sacred geometric shapes, we find the honeycomb. Why? Why is the honeycomb in the symbol of Megatron? Why is the honeycomb found in the pyramids? Why is the honeycomb found in the ancient hieroglyphics all throughout ancient history? Have you never questioned it? Look at the bumblebee. This massive creature and these 2 tiny wings that can fly faster than you can run. Is it impossible? Look at the possibility of this frail creature with tiny little wings, and it hops from one flower to another flower to another flower. And even in a torrential wind, it still flies. And us, we're stuck in our concrete jungles with a mind so filled with mindfuckery that our heart is suffocating. And then we try 1,000 different things to try and ignite that heart fire. But it's the mind. The heart sees. The heart senses. The heart feels. The mind, it processes. It doesn't have a feeling. It has an understanding of a feeling. But it's the heart that feels. When you take a child in your arms, it's your heart that feels that child. When you caress somebody that you love, it's your heart that feels, not your mind. Your mind is only processing what the body, what the heart is feeling. This energy that's vibrating in the palms of your hands, this very instance, where did it come from? Did it come from you? Did it come from me? Or did it come together because we're connected? And when we're in this connection of this frequency of love, we can sense it. We know somebody is thinking of us. We know somebody is in desire or even anger. The heart doesn't just sense love, it also senses anger. And then it goes into this action of love, of self-protection, of affirmation of self, to say, do I really want to be in this situation that is not beneficial? And if you listen to the heart says, leave. It says, let go. But the mind says, engage. And then the heart suffocates from the pain that the mind has decided to embark upon. It's here. This is what needs to be disconnected. All of the program, all of everything that you've been led to believe to this very moment needs to be erased. And some will say that's impossible. No, it's not. Not if you listen to your heart. Your heart doesn't want anything to do with what the mind is filled with. The heart wants to see joy. The heart wants to live in the essence of love. The heart wants to explore and allow your creativity to come forward, that makes you look at something that you've created with your very hands and say, wow, I did that. You don't need somebody to affirm what you've done. You need the affirmation of self. Because when you can step back at what you have created and admire what you have created all on your own, do you need another to acknowledge it? You've been programmed to say, I need acknowledgement. But yet, you only need to acknowledge self. In your presence, in your footstep, in your verbos, in your essence of touch. It begins with you. And unfortunately, it ends with you. You are, yes, the captain of your boat. Which boat are you floating in the rivers? Which boat are you on in the oceans? Where are you with the captain of your life? Your direction, the way that your heart is turning around and speaking to you. Are you following heart or are you following mind? Which do you wish? If you look at the program up to now, what has the mind created? Look at the mind fuckery around us. You turn on the television, you listen to the media, you listen to the radios, you listen to the politicians, you listen to those that are telling you that this is the way that you need to live or need to let go. Really? I used to fight with my mother, and believe me, I did. For everything she told me to do, I argued with her because I didn't want to do it. And I stood strong to my ground. And believe me, the challenge between me and my mother was not out of aggression. It was out of building strength. She knew that there was something very unique about me. And in order for me to stand out in this world, not through ego, but through the protection of self and that of my heart, she knew she had to make me stronger. So she challenged me to see how far I would go to turn around and retaliate. Not out of anger, but out of, you know what? I'm my own person. I'm the one that is in control of my life. I am the one that decides whether or not I will do this or I won't do it. Don't try and obligate me to do anything, because I'll guarantee you it's not going to happen. It won't. It needs to be a free will. My freedom. Just as you have the freedom. You have the freedom to turn around and make that choice. You have the freedom to buy toilet paper or do like Sydney did and buy a bidet and allow water to wake you up in the morning, or when you need to be woken up. Because it truly does waken you up. But it's pleasant. Rather than taking some paper and scratching your rear end with it and sometimes putting your thumb through it. And guess what? I can guarantee you almost everybody in their life right now has put their thumb through the toilet paper, and maybe, just to verify, you smelt your thumb and went, ooh. How many have you done that? And if you tell me you haven't, then I'm going to question that one deeply. You know, you sit on a bidet, you turn the water on, it washes it, boom, it's done. Okay? You know, you can get some fancy ones that got hot air. But you know what? It's cleaner than even toilet paper can get it clean. I guarantee you that. Because no matter how much you wipe with that toilet paper, you've left some streak marks, a little bit of smudge. But when you sit on the bidet, you just crank up the water and allow it to caress your rear end, so to speak. Because it's what it's doing. And sometimes it's a little chilly. It kind of goes, ooh, I woke up. Yeah, toilet paper. I question what's in toilet paper, really. In fact, if you were to understand what's in toilet paper, you'd think twice about using it to wipe your rear end. Cancer-causing ingredients, bleach, and chemicals. And then you have the scented toilet paper that's filled with artificial fragrances and conditioners to make it softer wiping your rear end. Chemicals. Really? It's bad enough that we're fed bullshit. Now you gotta wipe your ass with bullshit. Because it's far from what it should be. In many countries around the world, water is used to do exactly that. Wash their rear ends. Squat, let it go. In fact, even the way that we sit on a toilet is wrong. We sit and we're actually constraining the intestines. But if you were to squat and hunch forward, you would find out you'd have less around the rim than you would be by sitting on the toilet. That's the reason why you go through so much toilet paper at times. You know? It's been like this for centuries, except in this Western world, where we've taken the comforts of destruction to give us a comfortable lifestyle and wipe our rear ends with cushy toilet paper. Really? When we come back to the power of love, it goes down, right down to the use of toilet paper, and you're gonna say, I'm fucking crazy. Really? If you love yourself, you would question what's in that paper. You would question what you're using and what you are flushing down the toilet if you truly loved yourself. And some will say, nah, that has nothing to do with love. Really? Love has also something to do with respect. The truth of respect is that if you have love of self, you have respect of self. You have respect of another. And you choose whether or not you engage in that relationship or not. That's part of love. It's not just, I love you and let's go sleep underneath the covers. How many people associate love with sex? Oh, it's great sex, you must love me. Really? No. It's got nothing to do with love. It's a benefit of love. But when there's truth of love in a relationship between two people, you have respect, you have your dignity, you have your openness and your willingness to understand the other and the needs and the desires. It's not just like we used to say, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's a programmation. And when I look at a lot of the social media and I see the women out there showing their flesh and twerking and inviting you to go to a pay app to see more of their nudity, I ask myself, what is this world coming to? Where is your dignity? Where is your respect of self? By doing that, you're still feeding a problem in the toxicity of the masculinity or even the femininity. You're feeding something to us, or the human, that was not meant to be. But it's an industry, right? They say sex sells. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. Because the truth of it is that when it is a true connection, it's a gathering of the souls. It's a connection of the souls. It's in the greatest moment of intimacy that you create the alchemy of bliss. Yeah, I agree with you, Sydney. And many would say, well, Gary, you've got a closed mind. And no, I don't have a closed mind. I don't need to watch something on the television screen or the video screen so that I can go to the washroom and use my right hand and my left hand. Really? Because that's the truth of it. That, to me, is disgusting. That is my truth. That is my perspective. But when there's a connection between two that are in love, in exploration of love, because you know what? Love is not something that is between two humans that is instant. And that's infatuation. It's something that grows like a garden, like a rose. It grows and it becomes this beautiful fragrance. But the rose also has thorns. So the way that we're going to handle this rose will determine whether or not I have the essence of the beauty of the aroma, or I'm receiving the thorn because I'm using it wrongly and I'm abusing the privilege. The connection of two humans is a privilege. That's not something to be taken for granted. And in today's world where it's flaunted all over the internet, and here, look at my look at my pecs and look at my abs and look at my... Really? That's nothing but showmanship for a sick television program. That's not what it is to be. This essence of the ascension is the understanding of this as well. What do you think, you're going to go into 5D and have etheric sex? Really? Nah. If you're thinking that, then definitely you're not going to be going into 5D. This essence of love, in love of a human being or a love of a life, whether it's human or not, is allowing that entity, that energy, that soul to be free and to be respectful towards that other soul. When we lose it because of the program and what we've been taught and what we've been shown. Nobody has taught us how to love, but yet the heart knows. It truly does. Because when the truth of the connection is made outside of the infatuation, when the truth of that connection of the love of hearts is made, the heart knows. The heart feels. And the mind processes. There's an old saying that, love is like a garden. In between two, it needs to be tended to. It needs forever being looked after. You can't take it for granted. Why? Because you have the trophy on your arm, as many men. Okay? And I know many men will disagree with this, but they search for that trophy so they can walk down the street and say, look at the beautiful woman walking beside me. Yet maybe in the inside of her, she's not so beautiful. Only the vessel is. And the vessel changes in time. And then we have the vanity market where it says, you know what, a couple of injections, make myself look younger, do some implants and make myself bigger. How many women around the world are starting to realize that the implants have made them sick? It's cut off their energy. It's obstructing the natural flow of who you are as a person. And aside that, it makes you look fake. Life jackets, if you wish, so to speak. Your appreciation and love of self is to accept yourself as you are, with all your imperfections. Even a rose is not perfect. It has imperfections. But it has something that we humans don't. It has the power of love. It's a symbol of love. And it's part of the process of ascension. In the process of the ascension, in the chart of all of the tools that helps us arrive to this mode of ascension, the rose auto, as I said earlier on, is part of it. Why? Well, let me tell you a story. It takes 2,000 to 3,000 petals of rose auto, the rose decima, to make 1 ml of rose extract. The rose absolute, which is sometimes referred to as the concrete, it takes the same amount of rose petals to make 1 drop. And it's collected by women that come down to the Valley of Roses and they ask the rose, may they? And they gently place that rose into a basket. And then it's taken off to the distillery. And it's used in 1,000,000 different ways around the world. From fragrance to foods, to the essence of perfumes. But is it true? In many ways, it started out as a true, but then it was modified and turned into something that it wasn't supposed to be. And the essence of the Egyptians and Cleopatra and Nefertiti and all of these beautiful women, rose was a mainstay. They bathed in rose water. They had rose teas. They had roses, petals everywhere. And the smell of the rose as it was worn, as their suitors would come into their presence, they would turn around and be in this absolute power of the allure, of the essence of love. And rose always played a part. If we go to the geishas and how roses were used, they made their lipstick from them, they made blush from them, and they drank rose tea to have beautiful skin. The rose is worshipped as an essence of love. Many of us buy roses as an essence of forgiveness, but yet that doesn't give forgiveness. You can't just offer a rose to say, I'm sorry. It doesn't work like that. We've been programmed to think that it does. We've been programmed to think that a funeral is buy a bunch of roses and throw it on a casket. Why? And the truth of the essence of the rose, when you smell it and you take it in with this deep breath, it warms your spirit, your soul, your heart. And sometimes it makes you cry because it's pulling something out that's heavy on the heart. It's going deep into the heart space. And the queen of the roses, the queen of flowers, is saying, it's time to let go. It's time to be who you need to be. And this is the power the rose has. Many a man will buy a dozen roses why not just buy one rose? In fact, why buy one? If you can garden, why not grow your own roses? And see how powerful it is to pick a rose, first ask, and then offer that as a gift. Something that you grew from nothing. And yet it produced magic in the essence of this rose. This vibrancy, this redness. Not the hybrids that have been changed all different colors, but the truth of the red rose. It's the power of the heart. And its essence is one of the most unbelievable essences that I have the greatest privilege to work with. Not your mass brands, but from a small cultivation in Bulgaria that traditionally respects the land and has been doing it for generations. And it's produced in a very small quantity. A succulent rose, if I may say so. And when I use it, I cry. Every time. Every time. Because it brings out what needs to be seen and what needs to be said. That's how powerful it can be. And in the essence of creating a new soul print, rose was a calling to be used for this wonderful woman. And if I may, I'll show you the preliminary of the soul print. Her amulet, it's not finished. It's like this. Peridot, amethyst, rose quartz, tourmaline, angelic dust, and of course, copper. A grounding coil based on Tesla's 369 theory. And the cap will be coated in other layers of crystals. In fact, malachite, citron, and rainbow stone will be used to complete it. That's a soul print. That's the amulet. And soon it will be completed. But it takes time. It's not something that's whipped up in a machine. It's something that's created with passion, it's created with love, and it's created with beauty. Because if I don't like it, I will not give it. Yes, rainbow moonstone. I have, 20 different crushed crystals that I work with. Crystal beings. They speak when I work with them. And you may think I'm crazy. That's okay. I'd rather be crazy than be sane in a world that's filled with mindfuckery. It's the craziness that allows me to walk through it. That allows me not to engage in the bullshit that's out there. And I stay strong and true to my heart. Always. No matter what. Even if I give of heart and it hurts me in return, I gave of freely. And I own it. And I assume it. And I learn from it. Nobody said love is a bunch of roses. It has thorns too. We learned the power of love through experiences. We learn that the essence of love is empowering. And when we truly can understand this and use love in a way that is creative, it's innovative, it's filled with magic. On how much you can take somebody that is lost, and by offering the essence of love, not for something in return, but through the essence of love, the power of healing, and how it can heal another. And then to see that person, even if they cry, is a blessing. Because after crying, there's laughter. And after laughter, there is purpose. This is the power of love. It's not what the romance novels have taught us. It's about how we can share that of self without needing of return, because it gives freely. It's like a rose that grows. It grows freely. Now we can tweak it and play with it if we wish. But if we allow it to grow freely, it produces a magical flower. Just like you as a human, you can produce a magical flower with the person that you are. You've crawled through the muds. You know, the yesterdays, the traumas, the hurts and the dismays. And eventually, you flower. You go through this metamorphic change that gives you a choice before you. Do I feel with my heart again, or do I close it off? But if you close it off, it's a miserable existence. It truly is. As hard as it is to show love in a broken world, it doesn't stop me. It doesn't stop me from walking into a store without a mask and smiling to somebody. It doesn't stop me from saying a kind word. It doesn't. Because this essence of self-love has empowered me. It allows me to walk in this freedom of movement. It allows me to share in story. It allows me to share in uplifting another. That's the truth of the power of love. It may not be in my presence beside me in sharing that with another, but I share it with the world. I share it with strangers. I share it with a child or an animal. If I look at this honeycomb fire pit, this ceremony fire pit that I created for a client recently, this beautiful cat by the name of Emma waits for me at the gate. And at first I thought, nah, that's kind of crazy. But every day that I've been back, she waits for me at the gate. And she comes up and pushes herself against me and starts to purr. And I'm not a cat person. It's just my choice. And she stays by my side all day long. Whether I'm using power tools or whether I'm climbing up on a ladder, and she watches. This frail animal is showing me love. And I accept it. And she caresses me. And when I sit to have a bite to eat, she sits on my lap. The purity of love from an animal. And us humans, what do? We have a lot to understand and a lot to relearn. Because this essence of love is not with what we find in another. It's what we find within self. And once we've found it, we walk in it. We breathe it. And it's seen by all those around us, human or not. There's people that look and scratch their head and go, why is he smiling? Why is he glowing? All you have to do is ask. Through all of the traumas and all of the turmoils of the past, it taught me that the greatest essence of love was not what I find in another. It's what I find in self. Only me can know the truth of the power of love. I can feel it in being shown by another, yes, but it's not the truth of it. because it's within me. And when I'm in the purity of this essence of love of self, it is not about ego. It is about understanding that I've empowered myself, that I've allowed my energy to emit this essence of love that allows others to approach me. Because I'm not closed. I may have a problem with trust. No, it's not a problem with trust. I've realized that I used to trust anybody. But now you have to earn that trust. And it's a challenge. But once I trust you, you have the power of my heart. You have the power of what I'm capable of doing once I'm trusting you. But if I don't trust you, it's my choice. It's because I feel something or I sense something in you. And that means that you need to do the process. You need to find love of self. And once you've found love of self, it connects. It connects to the universal etheric web of life. That's the essence of love. It is not just me. It is this connection to the universal code of life. It's part of that ascension. It's part of understanding the power of truth, of compassion, and how we can show it in the smallest little details. Like picking up somebody's mask that threw it. It's an act of love. Love of Gaia. Love of the earth. I have a great deal of love of Gaia. In fact, I probably have more love of Gaia than I do of most human beings. Because I know what Gaia gives to me and what she has gifted me and how she's allowed me to connect into this etheric realm of this cosmic connection within the universe. Gaia is the source of our connection. And if you don't realize it yet, you better start looking at it soon. Because without her, we have no home. You may think, well, the starship's going to come and take me up to another planet. Maybe I'll go to the Orion Belt. Really? If we got the toxicity of the mindfuckery, they don't want us on another planet, I can tell you that. So, power of love. The essence of a rose. The delicateness of a flower. And the sternness of a thorn. You're a rose. Each and every human can be a rose. Your thorns are there to protect you. That's the strength of your masculinity. And your aroma is the strength of your femininity. Whether you're a male or a female or somewhere in between, you have both of these energies within you. Look at the beautiful long stem rose. The masculinity of the stem and the delicateness and the femininity of the petals and the aroma. If there's an emblem of life, it's a rose. It's an emblem of life and love and acceptance. So what say you? Can you be a rose? Do you want to be a rose? Do you not want to glow and beam and be in happiness and joy? Then you have some legwork to do. You have some things to look at. Readings from Happiness, One Day at a Time. The joy of solitude. Despite all the affection we have for our loved ones, it is sometimes happens that we may be absent. We feel an inexplicable peace in our solitude. When I'm alone, I hear myself. I can find my own space, and I can find and feel my inner peace. Now I look for moments of solitude that bring me a sense of calm, and that which puts me into contact with my inner self. I do not avoid solitude any longer. I embrace it as I would an old friend. In the past, I never wanted to be alone because when I was, I had to confront the ghosts from my past. I may still experience difficulties in my today, but I now know that I can surmount them. If I am filled with feelings of anxiety or anger, I busy myself with something else. I meet with friends, or I simply use the phone to get in touch with a helpful person. Solitude. Happiness one day at a time. 1 second at a time. 1 minute at a time. In the moment of presence, this gift that we have, this gift of self, this is where we are. This book, I've had it for close to 20 years, Sydney, and it's called Happiness One Day at a Time, and it's a collection of authors from around the world, and there's a page in there that resonates from me a little bit, and I won't say any more because there's no names used in the writings. It's a collective of anonymity, meaning that it's for the reader. It's not about who the author is. Happiness one day at a time. 20 years I've had this book. 20 years I've read it. 20 years I've used it. And each time I come back to it, it's like I read it the very first time. It's a very beautiful book. Now, shall we play a game of cards? From the Oracle deck of the Mystical Shaman, let's play a game of cards. It's a deck of cards that we create a story from. Rules is quite simple. I'm going to shuffle, and somebody will say stop. You will choose top or bottom, and we will pull a card. Random. So basically, first person to say stop as I'm shuffling, you choose top or bottom of the deck. And some will choose the middle. You can if you wish, but you still need to say top or bottom. Beautiful music. Okay, Carol. Top or bottom? Sydney, second card. Top or bottom? Tanya, you want to go to the middle. Okay. So bottom for Carol. In the essence of the oracle from the Mystical Shaman, what is the essence for the tree of life? And what does it mean for you? Have you hugged a tree lately? Have you stood by a tree? Sydney is top. How deep are you looking into the mirror? Is it a smoky mirror? Have you done the shadow work? Have you done the mirror work? And Tanya, middle. The essence of the child. Have you reached to the inner child? Have you allowed the inner child to come out and play? So when we follow through with the story be told, it begins with the tree of life, the essence of your mirror, to find your child within, the essence of heart, intuition, the essence of self-love. It all connects back to the tree of life. If you take your socks off and your shoes off and put your feet down to the ground, you connect to the tree of life. You connect to Gaia. Life, living in frequent evolution, while learning to love, which is letting others voluntarily evolve. Beautiful deck of cards. One more deck. Many are not aware of the truth of yoga. Some of us think it's Birkham hot yoga. Some of us think that, I gotta get sweaty and do some poses. But yoga, in its spirituality, is an essence of spirit. It's the essence of oneness. The pose of yoga is the practice to the memory and the truth of spirituality that takes you to the essence of oneness. In every Zenful practice, the most important part is breath. If you don't breathe, you can't see. So this time I'm going to pull a card. And it'll be a card for all of us. In the essence of Satya in Sanskrit, truthfulness, from the essence of the truth of yoga. And it says, move from ego to the essence to see life as it is. Align thought, word, and deed to the deep truth within. Yeah. Truthfulness. Do you walk in truthfulness? Do you see the truth that your heart is telling you? Can you look at the mirror and see yourself for the perfect life that you are? Not your vessel, not your imperfections. Can you look in the depth of your eyes to see your soul and feel your heart? Clear the smoke. Clear the shadows. Look at yourself. Look into your eyes. See yourself for who you truly are. Not your vessel, your soul, your heart, your inner child. So for tonight, gratitude. And I thank you for your presence. I thank you for being who you are, even though I may have not met you in person. If you've joined with me here through the Heartfire Chronicles, it's because you seek what I seek. You search what I search. And maybe you believe what I believe. And I believe that the power of love will heal this world. I believe that the power of love will heal Gaia, will heal the hurt children, and will heal every human that is broken. The truth of love is the magic of the alchemy of life. So for tonight, thank you. Thank you for being you. I wish you all the best in your sleep, in your waking. Take a moment to look in the mirror. Take a moment to see who you are. Take a moment to say, I love myself. And on that note, I love you, I love me, I love life. Good night. bientôt. Namaste.